Hello everyone, my name is Xantor, and today I've got a slightly different video for you lot today. This is more about the absolute state of Clone Hero. So I recently watched a video of the WarOwl doing a similar video to CSGO, which is a game I used to play quite a lot in 2015. And yeah, I feel like I need to make this sort of thing for Clone Hero, because there are a lot of problems with Clone Hero and the Clone Hero community at the moment. And I feel like this video is a way I could share my thoughts about all of this and potential ways that they could be fixed. I just want to kind of bring all of these to attention. So in front of me I've got about 8 different points that I've noted down that are problems that I've noticed over the 5 years I've been in this Clone Hero community. And that is of course also the length that Clone Hero has been out, basically. I was there in the first Jason Paradise stream. Not the first Jason Paradise stream, but the first stream of Clone Hero, which was done by Jason Paradise. I remember it well. He even said something along the lines of, "Don't know if this is going to be any good. If it's not good, we can always switch back to Guitar Hero 3. And yeah, from then on, after that day, everyone switched practically overnight to Clone Hero. I was there for that, and it was a good time. It was exciting. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and all that and like, but I don't really want to delve too much into that, the promotion side of things. But anyway, the first thing, accessibility. This is the number one thing on my list here of 8 points. So accessibility, what does that mean? So it's how people find Guitar Hero and how people find the game and getting new people in the community. So the first thing I'll note is that the public test build for Clone Hero is exclusively in the Clone Hero Discord, locked behind a wall, basically. Not everyone has Discord, and I feel like it's very limiting to people who want the latest update of the game without actually, having a Discord account, right? So if you actually look at the Clone Hero website, the last proper news post was, way back in 2019. We haven't had much at all since then. And I feel like that's kind of a problem. But we'll get to that in a little bit, because that's point 2, communication. Anyway, so yeah, accessibility. The public test build is locked behind a Discord. Now, why is this the case? Another game that I follow, which is Roller Coaster Tycoon and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, there's a mod for it called Open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which will combine the first game and the second game together into one mod, which has various quality of life fixes like 1080p support, save files that have just updated limits, because modern computers can handle more, right? So it has a limit of 10,000 people in a theme park or something like that sort of thing. And on the homepage for Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Open RCT 2, there is even a download link for a test build and a public build. Why isn't that on the website? It doesn't make any sense. If people are just looking up Clone Hero for the first time, the first thing they're going to see is the Clone Hero website. And the last news post was 2019. Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's really dumb that you have to go into the Clone Hero Discord, react to a message and then download it from a hidden folder and link and stuff in there. Because the whole point of Clone Hero was that it's more accessible and easier to play than Guitar Hero 3. Because for Guitar Hero 3, you had to download the game from a dodgy YouTube video, from Mediafire or whatever, an installer, and then you had to download the Guitar Hero 3 Open Notes and Tap Notes mod. Then you had to download the TCP, which is another mod which allows you to add custom songs manually, where you have to manually put in the song, artist, and genre, and all the metadata of each song you put in, which I could still never figure out how to use. But that's fine, because we all moved to Clone Hero shortly after. And on top of that, things could just break. There was loads of limits, 3,999 notes was the maximum note count you could have in that game. You also need a program called 3D Analyze, and 3D Analyze would unlock the frame rate of Guitar Hero 3, so you could play at higher frame rates than just a locked 60. So, you know, the point of me mentioning all of that is that Clone Hero was made to be accessible, and the fact that it's locked behind a Discord makes it not accessible. It's doing the opposite. We're going back down that route of it, you know, being really hard to find. Now, sure, you can get the, you know, version 23 from the website, but that's a really old, outdated version, you know? That's from 2019. We're in 2022. That's a 3-year-old build we got on there. So, my advice for that, to fix the accessibility issue, put the test build on the website. Just, you know, say, next to the main download link, test build. There may be issues, that sort of thing. Download link separate to the main public release of the game. That's that. That's number 1 done. Next up is communication. So it's more about no news section for years. Now, like, another game that I follow and I play a lot, Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. They're great games. They might not be for everyone. Like, they're a relaxing driving game where you deliver, you know, like one bit of cargo to another location. It can take hours, you know, to do that. And you build up your company slowly and that sort of thing. It's a great game. But my point for bringing that up is even those games, a game about driving a truck from one place to another, they have news sections every week. Every single week. They've got something. Like, I'll even bring it up now. I'm not going to share my screen, but I'm going to just have a look when the last one was. Okay? I'm looking on Steam. The last one was yesterday, and it was about construction sites in Texas in the American Truck Simulator game, because Texas is the next DLC. And the one before that was probably like a week ago. Yeah, this week there's another one, which was for Euro Truck Simulator. There's a Hanover like special event going on in the game. A game about driving trucks has more, like, 2 updates in a week, like 2 news updates in a week, and Clone Hero doesn't get 1 in 3 years. So what's that about? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Communication is key when it comes to games like this. Community, like small community games, it's key, you know? And there's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's dead silence from the developers of the game. So, like, even if it's just 1 every 2 weeks or every month, that's fine. You know, there's a couple of things that could be talked about, like Jarvis at ESA. Where's that? Like, we never saw any of that on the website at all. Because I remember, like, even in the Clone Hero game, there was a thing when Frosted GH was at GDQ, for example, like a few years ago. That was all over Clone Hero in the community, right? But there was nothing about Jarvis, and I feel like there should be, you know? Like, things about the game, not necessarily, you know, about downloading stuff illegally or whatever for, like, songs or whatever, but, like, you know, like, just things about the game, things associated with it. Like, for example, just a couple of days ago, Clone Hero featured in the new Polyphia song, ABC. There was a Clone Hero chart in the music video. Why isn't there a news article on that? Like, even just a small one, you know? Just stuff like that would be great from time to time, as well as, of course, you know, update-based news articles as well. That'd be amazing. That's all we need. Just a bit more liveliness from the official Clone Hero website. Because again, if you're coming into the Clone Hero for the first time and that's what you see the last, like, news update is 3 years ago. It's not a good look, is it? Not a good look. You need something on there. Got to get something on there. Otherwise, people are going to assume it's dead. So yeah, that brings me on to point number 3. Time. And I've mentioned it a couple of times already. 3 years was the last update. 3 years. Honestly, personally, I would prefer, like, 3 or 4 smaller updates instead of 1 massive update. It feels like they just keep on adding, like, tons and tons of content into this version 1 of Clone Hero. Why not just have, like, a smaller version 24, version 25, version 26 until they're ready to update the game and give it 1 big update or one, not one big update. That's kind of the opposite of what I'm saying, but like one final update to version 30 or whatever, and that's the final one before strike line starts. Which is another thing. A lot of people in the community nowadays don't even know what strike line was because the news article was like years ago at this point. So yeah, I prefer loads of small updates. Like even if it was just online multiplayer, one update, done. Focus on just complete drums, next update. That's all we need. You don't need it to stuff like as much as you can into one update and hold it back for like years and years. People don't like that. I'd prefer many smaller updates across, even if it's like 2 a year, even that's better, I think, than like one massive update in 3 years. It gives people something to look forward to, That's what I think anyway. Again, I haven't even mentioned it already, but these are all my opinions. If you don't agree with them, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm no programmer or anything like that, but I feel like this is probably the best thing for the game as a member of 5 years. So next off, we've got something not really as much about the game Clone Hero itself, but it's more about charting and charters. So I've been charting since around October, November 2017, and it's now 2022, of course. And earlier this year in 2022, it was around February, March time, they actually locked the verified charter role. Why? Apparently they had a big surge in people submitting charts to get the verified charter role, and locking it, making no one able to get the role anymore, is really bad. It's bad. Think about it this way: if people don't have something to work towards, what is the point of charting, right? What's the point if there's nothing to work towards? If you can get that role, then that means you've put the work, you've put the time and effort in to make really high quality charts, that you deserve that role. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm in that situation, right? I recently released my setlists Uncharted, and they are some of my best charts I've ever done, and I'm very happy with pretty much every song in that pack. And I know that they're good. I know that they're well charted, and yet I still only have the chorus role. The only requirement for chorus is that you got 10 semi-decent charts, and that's it. And yet I've been charting for 5 years. It really isn't right. I really hope they fix that sort of thing in the future, because what's the point of charting realistically if there's nothing to work towards? You get a lot of opportunities open up if you get the verified charter role, the ability to chart for setlists and things, other setlists, and the ability to, have just kind of a higher ranking almost. You're then more well known for charting, instead of just being another chorus charter. And I know of a few people in my community especially who I feel like are good enough for verified charter role. I'm not going to name names, but I know that there are people in my community that are good enough for the charter role. Anyway, the next one is still related. It's still on the same topic of charting, and this is more chorus, the chorus support. So for those who don't know, chorus has been very broken and balked lately. But I mean, to be honest, when isn't it? There seems to be always a problem with chorus, of it breaking somehow, which I don't know why it happens, but yeah, it does. But that's not the main problem. A few years ago, there was a thing that they used to do where they used to promote setlists at the top. When a new setlist came out, you could send it to someone, the owner of chorus, and they would say, "Okay, cool, I'll put a banner at the top of chorus." Nice. And they used to do that, and I've through YouTube analytics on the release videos, the vast majority of people got finding your set list is through chorus. That's at least a solid 30% of all people who find your set lists and your charts. It's through chorus. So the lack of core support sucks at the moment. We haven't had a banner at the top for ages, and why not? Why not? Why not? Just bring it back. Bring it back. Just, it's so simple. It takes like not long. All you'd have to do is type a little message and then add a little hyperlink on top of that. Keep it up there for like a month or so. Simple. Done. People can find your set list a lot easier. Easy as that. And they don't do it anymore. Like, why not? It doesn't make any sense. Just like this, it's supposed to be a community. We're supposed to be like help each other out and that sort of thing, you know. But it's just not happening. It really doesn't make any sense to me. And on top of that, adding icons and sources. Anyone can do it. You know, there isn't really any public information about it, but you can do it. There is a link that I got sent a while ago. Anyone can add their own icon and source into Clone Hero. You just need to... It's very complicated, though. You need to, like, I don't know, edit this thing and then click merge. I don't really get it. It's GitHub stuff. I don't understand GitHub at all. But yeah, anyone can do it. And it just doesn't make any... Like, it kind of removes the point of there being a verified charter role in the first place anyway. Because... you know, the whole point of verified charter role was that, like, back in the day, you, like, that's how you got your icon in the game. If you were a good enough charter, you could put your icon in the game and have your own source. So that's cool, but not anymore. Anyone could do it. I've got my icons in the game. I'm just a chorus charter, according to, you know, the Discord. So yeah, that's my point on number 4. We're about halfway through. So next off, the higher ups' behaviour towards other members. Now this one's a little more serious, and I'm not going to name drop here, but I have seen it all in 5 years. All sorts of drama and stuff happening in the Guitar Hero community. And it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep going every now and then. But yeah, the drama I'm talking about is more like... and it's only happened a couple of times. There's only two people that I know of really who have caused this sort of drama, but I'm not going to name drop. And you know, it could be about anyone really. But the main thing is, like, behavior towards other members and setting a good example of a higher up in the community. So what do I mean by higher up? Higher up is what I refer to as people you recognize the name of. So let's say, you know, you're like, I'm live streaming someday and I see someone come into my chat for the first time and I know their name. I've never talked to them before, but I recognize their name because I've seen them like as either a charter or I've seen another, like a stream of theirs or something, or a tweet that has been retweeted a lot. That sort of thing. Higher ups is what I call them. And it's kind of what behavior towards other members. It seems very aggressive, like just unnecessarily aggressive a lot of the time. People who are obviously really young, so like, you know, 13, 14, that sort of thing, who are obviously like trolling and you know, just messing around a bit. Like one of the examples I want to bring up is like, so I remember it being a picture of someone posting an FC screenshot in someone's Discord, and what it was like, they had the bot turned on, and they were like, hey, I'm good at this game, I FC'd this song, and like the person in question, like the higher up, actually like just posted it on Twitter and it was like, lol, look at this guy. Why? That shouldn't be a thing. That's not nice to do. Like, it's gonna put them off of you know, righting their wrongs and joining the community for real, right? We need to get more people in. You know, if you look at the concurrent players on Clone Hero Score Spy at the moment, it's like 100 at peak times. You know, we shouldn't be pushing people away. We should be getting more in and writing them. You know, it doesn't make any sense. And there's other examples as well, but that's like the main one that comes to mind. So yeah, don't, like, if someone makes a fool of themselves, don't post about it on like Twitter and stuff and make fun of them. Don't do that. It's not nice. You're just pushing people away. You're not helping things. You're just making them feel bad about themselves. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So that's what I say about that. Instead, you want to just like how I would do it in that situation. I'd say, hey, yeah, lol, you've got the bot turned on. It's not a real FC. Omega lol, you know. Instead, but I'd just like type the next message down in Discord, right? You know, you don't want to put it on Twitter and so that everyone in the world can see it, right? Just in the Discord, go lol, you've got the bot on, you know, and they'd be like, whoops, you know, or like even if they were like, no, I didn't, you'd be like, yeah, you did. That sort of thing. Just do it in kind of like a nice way, a joking way, because you know you want to keep people in this community. You don't want to like throw them away. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, number 6, and that is specifically about the Guitar Hero controllers. And for some reason on the Reddit, the Clone Hero Reddit, oh, that's a weird place if you've never been there. r/Clone Hero on Reddit. It's a very odd place. r/Clone Hero. The majority of posts there are people posting pictures of Guitar Hero guitars. It doesn't make any sense to me. We should be promoting, like, you know, song packs and stuff like that. But, you know, some guitars are alright. Like, some guitar picks, like, if you find a particularly good deal, like, that's fine. There's no problem with that. But yeah, that's one thing I don't get. But the next thing, anyway, there's 2 more things about the guitar situation. There aren't many. They are difficult to come across. So if you have a lot of Guitar Hero guitars, don't hoard them. Do not stockpile like 20, you know? The only people who should be stockpiling 20 are guitar modders, because they can then sell them on, and they're like super duper guitars. You know, they'll have like the neck frets and the box switches and stuff like that. They're the only people who really should be stockpiling them. You only really need 2 guitars at any one point. One is your main guitar, and then one is a backup in case your main one fails, you know? If you have more, just sell them, you know? Sell the others. No, I actually have 3. One is my main, one is my backup, and now I've got a wired one as well, because I'm still on wireless Xbox 360 guitars, you know? I'm still using these. So I've got one as a wired, just in case the wireless dongle stops working. But, you know, that's fine. 2 or 3 is fine. If you've got any more than that, just sell them. They even sell them to modders, like, you know, 2 guitars for like 20 quid. That's, you know, I've done that on the past on eBay, you know. 2 broken guitars for 20 quid. Modders will scoop them up, you know, do them up, rip the bits outside, put new ones in like Arduinos and neck frets and box switches, and sell them on for a little profit. So that's the future of guitars, basically. All you need nowadays is just the shell. Even if it's not working, all you have to do is just at least buy the shell, like a broken one or whatever, and then you can just send it to a modder and they will fix it for you. That's basically how guitars are going to be in the future. But yeah, if you've got like 10 or 15, don't stockpile them. Sell them to modders and yeah, give more people the opportunity to actually play this game, you know? That's what I would suggest with the guitars. So the future is modding. If you're in the modding business, stick with it, okay? Stick with it, because there's a lot of profit to be made, you know? As I said, you can scoop 2 of these up for like 2 broken ones of these for 20 quid, 20 British pounds, which is like about $40 or something like that. You can scoop 2 of these up for that, and if you can mod them, you can sell them for like each for like 100, 120. You know, easy profit. If you've got the equipment and the tools to do it, and you've got, you know, if you want to, do it. You won't regret it. You can make quite a lot of money selling and doing these up. So there's that. Give that a go. Let's see. The next thing is it's more of a weird one. Number 7. So resources. What do I mean by resources? Well, I made a video on it recently. But what they are is like Chorus and the main spreadsheet for Clone Hero, or the main place to get songs from spreadsheet. I feel like they're hidden. They're not really well advertised. You kind of have to be in the know, if you get what I mean. So you've got to be kind of deeper into the Cologne Hero community in order to find these resources, and they're just really hidden. I don't really know how you'd advertise them more, but like, yeah, there's some out there that are really good, like the FC leaderboard. You can see the total amount of people who, like, or the total FCs that every person has. It's not everyone, but only people who submit to the leaderboard, that sort of thing. Just resources like that. They need to be more well known, because they're not. And I don't like that they're communicated by word of mouth, which basically means that, you know, if you're deep in the colonial community, you're going to know all of them. But to an outsider who's like just coming into the community for the first time, they're not going to have a first clue how to find the FC leaderboard. They're going to have no clue, because again, it's more trapped behind Discords. That sort of thing. They're very hard to find. So, yeah, that's about that, really. Just make them more well known. Send them to people who don't know about them. That sort of thing. Just like have links in other Discords, you know, commands that will send the links automatically or something. I don't know. There's not much else to say about that, but that's number 7, really. Just get them more well known, get them out there. All these resources. I made a video on them like relatively recently about the resources, so check that out if you haven't, because there's a lot of good stuff there. Like unFC'd songs leaderboards. So like, you know, from every CSC monthly pack, for example, there's like a list of songs that haven't been FC'd in them. You know, if you're good enough and you get them, send the screenshot around, get the word out there that you've done it, and yeah, raise your profile as a player, that sort of thing. Another one is the Twitch section of Clone Hero. This is a big one. If you were to go into the public and you showed someone one of these, what would they say this is? They'd say it's a Guitar Hero controller. Or they'd say, this is Guitar Hero. This is Guitar Hero itself. That's what they'd say if you went down the street and asked everyone. So think about it this way, right? The Clone Hero section on Twitch is basically dead because it's not called Guitar Hero. That's basically it. When we all streamed on Guitar Hero 3, on that category, it was fine. You'd get new people in all the time. But now on Clone Hero, it's really difficult to get new people in your Twitch channel, in your Twitch chat. It's like night and day difference, you know? I haven't seen like anyone new in a long time. And that's a problem, because people don't know that it's called Clone Hero now instead of Guitar Hero. People look up Guitar Hero and see that there's like no one live on those sections. But that's because we're on Clone Hero instead. And that's a big problem as well. So I don't know what you could do really about that. Whether you'd like, I don't know, whether everyone switches to a new category or something like Guitar Hero 3 again, because that's a better category. Or even the music section. I've tried on the music section a couple times. And had like 1 or 2 new people every now and then. Even though it's still quite rare. But I don't know, it's just the category is not great. Because people don't know Clone Hero as a name. They just know Guitar Hero. They see the game and they're like, oh, that's Guitar Hero. So they'll type Guitar Hero into Twitch search bar to find it, and nothing will come up. Clone Hero isn't there. If you type in Clone, the first game that comes up is like the Clone Wars. It's like a Star Wars game, right? So it's like really obscure and difficult to find on Twitch. So for any streamers out there, I would advise maybe trying the music category for a bit, see how that treats you, you know, or even just the Guitar Hero 3 category again, because that, you know, there's no one streaming there. It could be better. But yeah, those are my main things. I wanted to talk about in this video. I swear I came up with another one, like while I was talking about one of these before, and I can't remember it right now. Oh yeah, that's it. Someone out there, I don't know who it is, a video creator or whatever. We need to make proper tutorials on how to get good at the game. I don't know who it is. It doesn't matter. Even if it's like a custom set list with like bleep bloop songs that teach you how to hit stuff as you're playing it. So you could have like a song that goes like... This is like the audio for the song, okay? today we are going to teach you how to hit a chimney. This is the pattern, and it will like send a bunch of notes like really quickly going, and it'll be like, see, now that was quite difficult, but it's actually not that bad if you really like slow it down and give it a chance. It would be great, a little set list like that teaches people how to actually hit the game with patterns and like even more basic things like the acts of anchoring notes and then doing like this to hit ascending triplets, right? Because like a lot of people will still try and go like in order to try and hit those, and they won't be able to because that's not the way you hit them. You anchor the first note and then just do that, and that's so much easier. You know, we need like a set list that teaches people this, because then the more people who get into it and can get better at the game, the more potential there is for better FCs in the future, as well as more people that can actually get into the game in general. So I don't know like anyone out there who would be interested in that sort of thing, but give it a go. Try and make a set list based on helping getting people better at the game. You could have like tiers could be like based on like on difficulty levels. So you could have a tier that teaches you the start of tapping, you know, how to alt tap, how to do the flames intro, like that sort of thing. And then you could even do as basic things like strum resetting. So that's like when you go like, and you make sure that every down strum is on the line, like the background grid, that sort of thing. Just tutorial set list is what we need. I feel like that would be very handy for people who are just getting into the game, because I know a couple of people who've been in my chat recently who are new to the game. They picked it up like last year, and they're getting better slowly. But there's no guide out there. There's nothing out there in order to help you get better at the game. You just got to go off of like, I don't know, what you like playing. And a lot of people I see like on the Clonia Reddit, going back to that again, they'll be playing like Solus 4 and they'll be getting like 60%, and I'm like, why play that song if you can only get 60%? It's not worth it. There's no point of playing that song if you get 60%. Play stuff you can actually play. Anything 90% and above, you're playing the right thing to get better at the game, okay? Anything below 90, it's too hard for you. Play it later when you've improved at the songs you are doing in 90% and higher percent-wise. That's how you get good at the game. And set like a schedule, or like a set of songs that you play every day. Maybe it'd be like 3 or 4 songs that you play every day, the same songs every day, but only once. And that's how I got good at the game. You just keep going back to them. I remember back in the day, my list was, I think, Burn by Deep Purple from Warriors of Rock, Black Widow of Laporte, you got Fury of the Storm, Bloodlines, what else? All sorts. Nemesis by Arch Enemy, that was another good one. Stuff like that. Like, you just keep playing those like every day, and gradually you'll get better at the game. But yeah, this has been kind of a long rambling video, so yeah, I'm gonna head off now. It's been 35 minutes, but I think I've covered basically everything. I don't think I need to mention anything else. This is just a rambling of my thoughts and how we can improve the community of Clone Hero to be better for everyone, and especially newcomers. So yeah, thanks for listening. Comments and all that, give me them or not. I think I prefer no comments, to be honest. But yeah, whatever. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and all that. So yeah, see you later. Bye.